If you're a business owner or entrepreneur and you're looking for ways to protect your assets and grow your wealth, then you might have heard about LLC holding companies. But what exactly are they, and should you create one? That's what we're going to cover in today's video. Make sure you stick around all the way to the end of the video today, because you're not going to want to miss any of the good information we have for you on whether or not you should start an LLC holding company for your business. A holding company is a parent business entity that owns and controls other businesses known as subsidiaries. Unlike a traditional company, a holding company doesn't sell products or services or engage in daily business operations. Instead, it owns assets like real estate, vehicles, equipment, or probably most importantly, shares in other businesses. The subsidiaries operate independently, but the holding company maintains control by owning at least 51% of their stock. Now let's talk about how a holding company is financed. There are three main ways to raise money. First, by selling equity or interest, meaning investors can buy shares of the holding company. Second is by borrowing money from banks or investors. And third, by reinvesting profits earned from subsidiaries. Because a holding company has multiple assets and revenue streams, securing funding is often easier compared to standalone businesses. So now you might be asking, how can a holding company be used? Entrepreneurs across different industries can benefit from this structure. For example, a real estate investor might create two LLCs, one for a rental property and the other as a holding company. Later, they can expand by using the holding company to acquire an e-commerce business. This setup keeps business assets separate, reducing financial risks while opening doors for future investments. Holding companies can also be highly profitable. Many corporations, including those publicly traded on the stock market, are actually structured as holding companies. For example, Lowe's, the home improvement store, also owns subsidiaries like Lowe's Hotels and a diamond offshoring company. The diversification allows them to leverage their expertise while keeping their businesses separate for financial and legal purposes. Now let's get into the advantages of an LLC holding company. The first big advantage is liability protection. Each subsidiary operates as a separate legal entity. So if one business faces financial trouble or lawsuits, it won't automatically impact the other businesses. For example, if your e-commerce business struggles with debt, creditors cannot go after the rental property held by that same holding company. However, if you sign any agreements personally guaranteeing debt, that liability protection could be at risk. And obviously, this is not financial advice. This is just for informational purposes, so please consult a professional to see what's right for your specific business situation. The second advantage is financing ability. A holding company can raise capital more effectively by bringing in investors, securing business loans, or even selling shares. And lenders often see holding companies as lower risk borrowers compared to brand new startups, making it easier to secure funding for future ventures. The third advantage is lower management requirements. Since subsidiaries operate independently, the holding company's role is mainly to oversee investments and make high-level business decisions. This means the holding company does not have to be involved in the daily operations, giving you more flexibility and time to focus on growing your portfolio. Another benefit is innovation. Holding companies provide a way to test new business ideas without putting existing businesses at risk. For example, Google restructured to form Alphabet so they could invest in projects like Google Glass and YouTube while keeping their core advertising business secure. And as you can see, this structure allows companies to experiment with new products without disrupting their primary revenue streams. While holding companies offer a lot of advantages, they also come with some downsides that you should be aware of. Now, the first disadvantage is cost. Setting up and maintaining multiple LLCs requires ongoing expenses. You'll have to pay annual fees for each LLC, which depending on which state you're in can range from like $50 to $500 per year. Plus, each entity needs separate bookkeeping, tax filing, and possibly a tax preparer or accountant to manage your finances for that business. And if you don't keep everything organized, costs can quickly add up. The second disadvantage is management challenges. While the holding company doesn't manage daily operations for its subsidiaries, it does oversee managers for each subsidiary. And obviously, if the wrong people are put in charge, it really can hurt the business. Poor management at the holding company level can lead to failures in multiple subsidiaries. The third disadvantage is complexity. Holding companies must comply with various state, local, and federal regulations. You need to keep financial records, tax filings, and assets completely separate for every single entity. If financials get mixed up, creditors could argue that the separation between businesses isn't valid, putting all your assets at risk in the case that you were ever sued, which is a really bad scenario. And just more on this, we actually have two companies that we wanted to recommend to you for helping form your holding company if you think it's the right move for your business. The first one is LegalZoom, and we'll leave both of the links to these companies down below in the description. LegalZoom offers services to form LLCs and corporations, which can both function as holding companies. They also provide guidance on creating subsidiaries, a common strategy in the holding company structure. And the second company is Northwest Registered Agent. We're actually going to show you how to set up an LLC with them here in a second. But basically, they specialize in registered agent services and business formation. They have a ton of resources on setting up LLC holding companies and obtaining EINs for LLC-owned LLCs, which is super relevant for holding company setups. So go ahead and click on that link down below in the description to Northwest Registered Agent, and we're actually going to walk through the process here together so we can show you how to get your LLC holding company set up today. Once you've clicked on that link down below in the description, it should bring you to a page that looks very similar to this. You'll see for $39 we can get our business started today, and that also includes a free year of registered agent service, which is the amazing thing about Northwest Registered Agent. That service costs usually anywhere between $99 to $300 or $400 per year, and you get that free for the first year, which is a great deal. So let's go ahead and click get started when you're all ready to go. Let's go ahead and leave the business entity type on LLC because that's what we're going to start. If you think that a corporation holding company is going to be good for you, then you can go ahead and choose corporation. We'll go ahead and choose the state that we're in. We're in California, and you'll see that it gives us some options for filing. The standard rate is $90, and that processes in 6 days. We can also expedite that for $440, and that does it in 1 day. Now, just note that this money goes directly to the Secretary of State for the state that you file in. Northwest Registered Agent does not get any of this money, so whether you use Northwest Registered Agent or any other formation service or go on the Secretary of State website, you have to pay this filing fee no matter what. And you'll see that the total cost for filing is $129. They're very upfront with their cost structure here because they charge you $39 for the basic package and the $90 to file with the state. Let's go ahead and click continue here. We'll go ahead and name our LLC here. And then you can also choose to send a copy of legal notices to your attorney if you like. Let's go ahead and put our business purpose here. And then once you've done that, you can scroll down and go to physical and mailing address. And you want both of these to be our registered agent. This is going to help keep your private information off the public domain, and it's free for the first year, so you might as well do it. Once you're finished with that, let's go ahead and click continue. Then we'll go ahead and decide on the structure of our management. You can either choose member managed or manager managed. For 99% of the people watching this video, you're probably going to be a member managed LLC. If you're managing your LLC, then you're a member managed LLC. But if you're hiring somebody to manage it for you, then that is a manager managed LLC. So go ahead and put the members' names here or the manager's name if you have different managers, or the manager's name if you have a manager. But we are just going to choose member managed, and we'll go ahead and put our name in here. And then the address to record with the state, you also want to choose our registered agent address because it's included. Once we're finished with that, let's go ahead and click continue. We'll go ahead and enter some contact information here. And once we're finished with that, we can go ahead and click continue here. Then let's go ahead and enter our email as well as create a password. And once we're finished with that, let's go ahead and click continue. Now they offer a 90-day free trial for a secure website, up to 10 business email addresses, and a business phone number and service. So you can go ahead and choose this if you like, and you can also bundle your own if you just want one or a couple of those. Let's go ahead and click continue here. Now the optional add-on items are the tax ID, which is your EIN number. It's only $50 if you have a social security number, so we can go ahead and just include that. Basically, they have to get this number from the IRS once they file your entity. You can also elect your LLC to be taxed as an S Corp. That's Form 2553. It's an additional $100 here if you want to add that on as well. They also have a premium mail service, a trademark service, a trade name DBA, and they have BOI report compliance, which is a new requirement that started January 1st, 2024. If you don't know much about that, we have other videos on the channel. We won't go too into depth here, but just know that most LLCs are going to be required to file this form, and it's just asking about information for all of its members. We'll go ahead and leave that on because it's only $25. And we can go ahead and click continue here. Let's go ahead and add our name and card. And once we've done that, let's just go ahead and review one last time. You'll see that the basic package is $39. There's a $90 processing fee that goes directly to the state. There's the compliance filing, which is free, the free initial report, the S Corp election, which we paid for, it's $100. We paid for them to get our EIN number. You guys don't have to do this if you don't like, it's just an extra add-on. And then that BOI form was only $29, so we added that on as well. But if you don't want to do anything, you could just do everything basic and it's only $39. But if you don't don't want to add anything on, it's just $39 plus the filing fee for whatever the filing fee is for your state. Our total is $304, and when you're ready to go, just click done. So, should you create an LLC holding company? It obviously depends on your business goals. If you own multiple businesses or plan to invest in different industries, a holding company could offer liability protection, easier financing, and more flexibility. But if you're just starting out and you don't have multiple income streams yet, the cost and complexity might not be worth it right now. But guys, we'll leave links to both LegalZoom and Northwest Registered Agent in the description down below, as well as links to any of the other resources that we talked about today, like the BOI report video that we have on our channel. And just note, if you do choose to use our links, we do get a small referral fee at no additional cost to you. This really helps us keep creating free videos like this for you, so thank you so much in advance for helping us out there. Guys, if you found this video helpful, please leave us a like, subscribe, comment down below, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this in the future. This channel is dedicated to educating new and existing business owners on everything they need to know for their LLC. We review the best platforms and tools out there to help you set up, optimize, and manage your LLC from beginning to end. So guys, thank you so much for watching. We wish you the best on your entrepreneurship journey, and we will see you back again in the next video.